Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Madbaldman's Garage. So, you've been in game a bit. You've seen all of the shotgun builds that have been running around. Um, it's kind of an epidemic, and it's a problem that Crossout has right now in that the Goblin shotgun is probably the most powerful weapon in the game. Um, doesn't matter, you can have epic, legendary, relic level weapons, but very, very few things can stand up to 4, 5, or 6 Goblin shotguns with a bunch of coolers stacked on them. So I initially kind of built that out with the Goblin King build. It was kind of a tank track build that had 6 undermounted goblins. And it was pretty hard to deal with that build because you just cannot put enough armor on your rig to deal with that kind of weaponry. But it's kind of at epidemic proportions right now. If you're running around in game, chances are there's at least a couple people on your team that have the 5+ shotgun build, and at least a couple people on the other team that have it. So, and that's probably a low estimate. There's a lot of times where in battle, all you see is shotgun flak going around, and you kind of have to stay on the outside if you're not a heavily armored melee type build. So I thought I'd build it again because, I love my shotguns, really love the Goblin King build. And I decided to do a little bit different. I put this one on Bigfoot tires, and you're kind of staring at the frame right now. So I'll go ahead and Control Z this thing and build it back up. We're going to spin all around because there's all sorts of stuff going on here. We're going to start with, of course, throwing in the Apollo. It's important to note here that this is the only legendary weapon that is currently on the build. So that's pretty cool. You can actually build this with, not a lot of crazy weapons, crazy kind of power score items on here. This is probably the most advanced piece of hardware that's here. I'm using the Quantum cab these days. I've got it. I'll show you in my inventory. I've got a kind of a build I've been cooking up in my head because I'm getting ready to cross the 30 level mark. Woo, get up to my 80 pieces. Although I don't think I think it's rare that I actually cap out unless I'm trying to on my piece limit. All right. There is our stealth, very important for this build. It's got decent speed, decent acceleration, but with all the tsunamis and big artillery weapons running around, man, you cannot expose your face rolling up on somebody like that. So you need to stealth yourself. I'm going to flip around to the back. We're using the hot red engine because I did not want to give up a point to the engine. Plus, we've got nothing here that's really going to benefit from any engine mods. I'm going to drop down underneath here. The Goblin King build was stacked up with 3 radiators. I changed it up here. I actually threw in a Shiver. Because a lot of the fighting here is when you roll up on somebody, you get your goblins right up on them, and you're not moving, or you're moving very slow. So the radiators help give you as many shots as possible on the approach because they're optimized for a moving vehicle. And I went ahead and threw the Shiver on because it's optimized for a standing vehicle, which is kind of what happens when you're just right up against somebody and laying into them. There's the 2 radiators, of course. And I think we're going to throw some kind of side armor. I'll get a look and show you what it looks like. This just really kind of protects, because we got a lot going on underneath right now. We've got the Apollo, we have 2 RN Seal radiators, and we have a Shiver. So we need to make sure that this stuff is covered up, because if somebody got underneath there with a drone or maybe a fortune mine, that's bad news. Alright, so we armor up the back a little bit, make it harder to kind of see what's going on under there, right? And then I can't remember the order that all this stuff came off, and I think we're getting ready to armor up the front bottom, but let's see. Yeah, totally wrong. Looks like we're gonna continue to build out the back. Yeah, there we go. Now we'll probably start seeing some stuff. All right, we'll build out the back. Some quarter barrels, of course, the radar, because you need to know where people are here, because this is a pretty fast-moving situation. You end up getting your ass handed to you if you're only seeing the enemies when they're 50 meters away from you. And again, kind of armoring out the back. You'll see there's a lot of space here. The armor that I've got is pretty hefty. Was trying to keep that box look. Plus, this helps if I ever wanted to change anything out or add anything to the build. Kind of cover up. So back piece. You can see there underneath, I kind of swing around and show you, we're starting to armor out the front, kind of keeping anything from kind of sneaking in the front there. Alright, so now kind of start building there. We'll build out the sides. There's an avia panel, a wing in there because I had extra space because the cab and the chameleon. Helps balance out weight. Some truck doors for the top. Some tank side parts because they look cool, and man, they got some solid armor. Now you can see I put some internal walling in there, and I'll show you why, because I separated the goblins out a little bit. You can see they kind of went into kind of 3 swim lanes there. Get a top, and of course the Festive Avenger. And there it is. Man, this thing is just like the Goblin King, is really just an ass kicker. Solid survivability. We're almost at 2100 durability. The 6 of these things with the 2 radiators and the Shiver is just, like I say, it's really hard to deal with. So, solid build. It can take a pounding, and believe me, it can dish it out. You get a solid amount of RAM here, although because you're sitting up on the Bigfoot tires, man, when I hit 80 pieces, I got to get some spikes or something down here on the bottom because I roll up a lot, right? There's a lot of space, and I've got some sloping here, so I tend to kind of push up onto people sometimes if I hit them with any amount of power. So let's take a look. See, with the radiator, you just now, or radiator, with the radar, you see a lot more. Just look at that, and that's craziness. I mean, that just chews through 2100 points of armor. Alright, you guys know how these guys are set up, so definitely some solid firepower going on. You can just keep these things rolling all night, right? So, kind of depending on how you turn, you can point these things up, right? You can see, you can just kind of test around, you can definitely see the effect of sitting still versus driving around. I mean, if you take a break every now and then for a second or two, you can literally just drive around and shoot and never really run out of ability to shoot. So this is a really good build, guys. And it doesn't require anything above, unless you want the Apollo, anything above purple parts. So if you were willing to give up one of the radiators or the stealth, you guys could do this with a gas generator and wouldn't need the Apollo. Ah! So definitely check it out. Don't flip it. Let's see how we do in game. All right, let's see what we got. There's our crew of happy survivors. Let's go do some good, or whatever it is that we do. Okay, looks like we have a rambunctious bunch out there today. Go get him, Sergey. Ooh, stay out of the water, brother. Ugh. Guess he didn't stay out of the water. Oh, and here we go.
The capture is on.
Crap, didn't want to come out. I know, we're exposed from behind now. Yeah. I don't see any friends behind us. Definitely the speed's helping out here. Alright, let's do this. Go boom. There we go. Alright, where's our next candidate? Yep. Oh, get my ass kicked. Ran into too much traffic. So I would say that was a crappier game than normal. This guy's got the old Goblin King build, if you notice. So, like I said, man, shotguns everywhere. If you can't beat them, you may as well join them. Get out of the way, dude. That's a big gun. Stand right in front of that thing. So, like I say, my bonus ran out late last night. Another 6 hours till I get it back. But you know, this is actually kind of a crappy game. To be honest, I'll see if I can get a better one to put up. But even on the crappy end, man, you're rocking out 2 kills and an assist. Usually I'm in the 4 to 6 range when you total all this. Let's see if I can do a little bit better for you guys. All right. Not my favorite map. Let's see what we can do. We got Bang Bang Chitty. Unfortunately, Shake's on the scene. Scuba's not too bad. Yeah, this is not the place to hang out. There's some long-range weapons, so I don't know if I'd be sitting out there, dude. They're gonna line up on you. I'd keep moving. No, actually, I think we will skate around the side here. Well, look what we got here. Dude, get out of my way! Taking out half my damn shotguns.
The enemy's destroyed.
shotguns left, huh? And quit showing your face to the damn big guns. How the hell are you gonna learn that? Yeah, we'll just dogpile him, huh? What do we got left? There we go. Not too bad. Kind of a sloppy game, though. How'd I do? Meh. Kind of a meh game. Gotta remember, you cannot face up on the big guns. They'll take away half your shit. But all in all, again, usually starting around 3 or 4, working my way up to 5 or 6. I'll see if I can't get a slightly better thing going here. That's really not showcasing how good this build is. Alright, cozy, quaint little map.
My backside tells me this time we can do it.
Alright, Wade, let's do it. Dirty old in the house. A little bit of a spread, huh? Alright. Where's the action at? Uh-oh. Come on, shoot back. Getting killed here, kids. Alright. Weak little horn. Alright. Let's see, what do we got here? Good times this way, it looks like. Not bad. Man, how is that possible? How can I get 2,276 points, but somehow only end up with 1,319 in reputation? That's BS, man. Where's my other 900 points? That's what makes me the Mad Bald Man. How do we do here? Alright, so this is much more representative of how I typically do with this build. So, definitely this is good times on wheels. The Goblin in a box is the way to go. let me know what you think, guys. I'm sure you've got variants on this build, so let me know how I can improve it. Let me know what I did wrong, and hopefully I will see you out on the field.